Hey there, YouTube. That tired boy just walked about 4 miles out in the hot sun. He's not a desert dog. But anyways, we are at Pawnee Buttes, which is part of Pawnee National Grassland in northeastern Colorado. We're boondocking, dispersed camping, not too far from here. I'm at the trailhead right now. Let me give you a quick pan around, and then I'll show you what our campsite looks like. It's a really pretty spot. So way off in the distance, that's about 2 miles away, those buttes are why this place is called Pawnee Buttes. Those are the Pawnee Buttes. And you can see there's like a cliff edge that's about equal height as the buttes, more or less. There's two trails. You could take a trail that goes all the way to the buttes in between them, or you could go up along that ledge. We went up along that ledge earlier. And I'm not sure if you heard that, but there's plenty of cows here. So there's a bunch of cows up there. This little picnic area where we're at right now, just taking a break, is really nice. There's like you can see right in front here, there's several picnic tables. And then there's a nice pavilion here with several more picnic tables with a nice roof. And there's an outhouse right over there. You can actually park your trailer right down here. Everything I could tell, there's no restrictions as far as camping right here. But all of this is public lands all around here. Well, I shouldn't say that. There are some private land areas, but it's pretty obvious where's private and where's public. You'll see the signs. But if you look up on top of that hill up there, you can see there's somebody parked up there. Looks like they got a van towing like a fiberglass trailer, which is pretty darn cool. And that's one road that comes in here. And then this next road that goes up that hill, you can see those cows are kind of walking down. Up around that way, that's where I'm parked. There's another vehicle way up there, you probably can't see it, but I'm 1.5 miles from the trailhead. And the reason I'm 1.5 miles from the trailhead is that all the dispersed camping sites that are down here are really nice, but the road to get down there is a bit rough to take a trailer. So I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself. Let's get back to camp. I'll show you the campsite I'm at, and then I'll show you the road that we came in on. And that way you get an idea if it's good for you. I think it is. The road I came in on is pretty darn good, but we'll talk more about that in a little bit. A moment ago, I said there was another vehicle up on the hill. I was wrong. It was a windmill. And if you look way off in the distance at the very crest of that hill up there, that's the same windmill, but I'm on the other side of it now. So we drove up the hill that I showed you, and this is the road that we are camped on. You can see here's our spot. It is just a beautiful, beautiful spot. Plenty of space for any size trailer you want here. You can see Ricky down there in the shade. And then this is the road we came in on. We came in this direction here. And the roads that take you down to the trailhead, which is behind me on the other side of that windmill, they're fine for, any kind of vehicle can get down there, but I wouldn't really recommend towing a trailer. There was some washed out areas, and unless you're careful, unless it's like a little teardrop or something, probably not the best idea. But this road here that we came in on was packed gravel, not even too bad with washboards. It was pretty smooth the whole way. But in a moment I'll go inside and I'll show you on a map where we're at so you get an idea. But just look at this site. This is such a pretty, pretty, pretty spot. Pawnee National Grasslands. There's a very, very few ranches out here. There's someone that's maybe drilling for oil, and there's some wind farms with those white windmills. But other than that, there's nothing around. It is just beautiful scenery every which way you look. And the view from behind my trailer is just really, really pretty. Solar's kicking butt, keeping my batteries nice and charged. And then I've got a door on the back of my trailer, so the view out the back is just like this. So, so pretty. And the sun's going to set right about this ways over here. So I'm hoping maybe it's getting a little bit cloudy down there. We might end up with a pretty sunset. I don't know. I'm hoping. All right. So it is actually me from the future now. This is 2 weeks later. 2 weeks ago, I was trying to show you on a map where that site was that I was staying and where the trailhead was. And my mobile hotspot was just not working out there. I need to get Starlink. That's going to be my plan for the future, is to get Starlink. So right now, I am at an absolute, I don't even know what the polite word is, S-hole. An absolute S-hole of an RV park in Missouri on my way back home to Tennessee. And it's slightly heartbreaking to try to finish this video looking at footage of being in wide open spaces and the stars in this beautiful remote location. Whereas right now I've got the most obnoxious music playing from the trailer over here. Some guy that is doing God knows what outside his trailer there. This is like a trailer park, is what it is, unfortunately. And I've stayed at this RV park before, and there's like a nice section of the RV park, and then there's like the back alley part, and I'm in the back alley part. I guess that's the only place they had room for me this time, even though I had a reservation. That's not what we're here to talk about, though. I'm here to show you because I do have better cell signal here, so at least I could finish up this video for you now. So let's take a look at. Sorry to complain all right out of the bat, but let's take a look at this map here and show you what we got. So, okay, what you're looking at here is Pawnee Buttes Trailhead. This is the trailhead that I took to go to the buttes themselves to look at them. And you can see it's right there at the intersection of Colorado, Wyoming, and Nebraska. In fact, there's even a space, and there's a 3-corner mark, which would be right here. It's actually right in this spot right here. There's a marker where you could actually view all 3 states from one single place. There's like a special post and a sign there. But at any rate, Pawnee Buttes is what we're talking about now. And I came in from the east side through Sterling. So I got off of 76 at Sterling, and I came across and made my way to where I was camped. The nearest small town is Grover. Grover has a gas station. It's got a little diner. You might be able to get a couple small bits of groceries there. So if you needed like basic supplies, Grover. If you want restaurants and an official grocery store and all that, then you're talking Sterling. It's going to probably be your best bet. Coming in from the east, there's a variety of ways to get there. So let me start here. This is the trailhead. So this is where I was sitting outside, walking up to the trail with Ricky and looking at the buttes. But the road that I was camped on, I almost said am camped on, I'm thinking back in the past, is Pawnee Buttes Trailhead Road. That's this road that you see right here. So I'm going to go over here a little bit to the west. I actually came in on Rural Road 112, and then I turned north onto Pawnee Buttes Trailhead. Let me zoom in a little bit more so you can see. This road, all the roads around here are really, really in good condition up until a certain point. So from Sterling all the way through, really all of these main country roads are very, very good. They're well graded. They're smooth. There's not a lot of ruts or any that kind of thing. In fact, I'm showing you some footage now. You could even see driving on those roads was absolutely no problem at all. So regardless of what you're towing with or what you're towing, all of these main country roads out in this grasslands, I think, are going to be perfectly accessible to you. When you turn on this Pawnee Butte Trailhead Road, coming up this way, this is a bit of a hill. It's still fine. You won't have any problems. In fact, you could get to my campsite with anything that you're towing just fine. But you make the bend up here, and then you'll see right up here, this spot here is where I was camped. It doesn't look like much from satellite view, but this is where I was camped. So you just pull right up and back your way in, and then all this space here is perfectly fine. It would be accessible to any sort of trailer or vehicle. The reason I chose that spot, though, is that if you continue further on Pawnee Buttes Trailhead Road, it gets a bit rough. Your tow vehicle will probably be fine. Any sort of, high clearance SUV should be okay. But there's a couple really rough spots that I just didn't want to take my trailer on. If you've got a smaller teardrop trailer or something like that, you'd probably be okay. But something as big and as boxy as the 16BH that I tow around, I just didn't want to risk it being off camber or something like that. But you can see, though, if you continue on down, there's a lot of other pull-out sites. Again, they don't look like much on Google Earth, but if you were to drive down and you would see, oh, that's a beautiful site right there. Keep on going. There's another one right here. Keep on going, keep on going. This site right here, I like a whole heck of a lot because, let me zoom out just a smidge. Here's the buttes right over here. So if you were to be in this pull-out site that kind of like faces north, you would actually have a really nice view of the buttes from your campsite, which I couldn't see them from my campsite. But there are spots like that all along here. And then this thing right here, this is actually that windmill or that cattle basin. I'm not sure what you actually it is. I'm sure there's a technical term for that I thought was a vehicle originally. That's what that is that was up on that hill. Keep on going down Pawnee Buttes. There's another pull out here, another one. Look at all these small little pull out sites. These are all great little camping spots. And then you come down to the trailhead. And if you were to continue on this road, right up here along this ridge, this is where that other trailer was that I showed you, that fiberglass one that was like being towed by a van or something like that. That's where that was parked, right up here on this ridge. And then you could continue on the road, and you could see as you continue on, there's more and more spots. Like this would be a nice one here. Keep on going. There's more down here, and then you get back onto the county roads that are better. But these side roads here to take you up to the trailhead, up to my site was perfectly fine. Beyond my site, it gets a little bit rough. So I just wanted to point that out to you. So that's essentially what we got here with Pawnee Buttes Trailhead. I appreciate watching this video, and this is a bit mismatched, me coming at you 2 weeks later like this. Oh, I want to tell you something else. Earlier in the video, I remember saying that the clouds look really nice over there, and that there might be an opportunity for a nice sunset. Well, it actually turned into a pretty violent thunderstorm, crazy thunderstorm. I managed to get my drone up in the air just right before the rain hit where I was camped. It went on all night long. It was miserable. And Rick, there's so much noise at this place. Hopefully you can't hear all the stuff that's going on around me. At any rate, he was a nervous wreck throughout that thunderstorm, and it was violent, but it was beautiful. Beautiful to see as it was rolling in. It's one of the nicest things about being in a place that's just so wide open like that, as you could see for tens and tens of miles away in any direction. And just watching that thunderstorm roll in was really a unique experience that I enjoyed quite a bit. So that's what I got to say. Pawnee Buttes and the Pawnee in the Colorado grasslands. That whole area is just beautiful. It's a great place to take a couple hikes. Great remote dispersed camping for into boondocking. I highly recommend it if you're in that area, if you're just looking for something off the beaten path. And there you have it. So once again, thank you for watching this video. I apologize again for the mismatched bits of the past and the present, but thanks for watching, and I hope that I see you in the next one.